How can we increase our faith? Well, in short, the best way to grow our faith is to change our focus. And let me illustrate this by using a golf club. If I try to balance a golf club by looking down at my hand, it's going to fall every single time. You know why? Because my focus is looking down. And so often we're looking down on our problems, down on our struggles, down on our issues, our relationships, and we wonder why our faith isn't working. But when I try to balance all of the details of my life on my own, I'm always going to come up short. But when I choose to change my focus and I choose to look up instead of looking down, everything begins to fall right into place. I'm able to bring balance into my life. Colossians 3:2 says, set your mind on things above, not on things that are on this earth. And Jesus said, seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you as well. One of the ways that we can walk in a lifestyle of worship is by growing in our faith. James 2:17 says, faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. Jesus said, if you have faith as small as the grain of a mustard seed, you'll be able to say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. The mustard seed is one of the tiniest seeds found in the Middle East. And Jesus is making the point that the amount of faith needed in order for God to do great things is actually very small. And so Jesus uses hyperbole to make the point that little is much when it comes to God. In the same way, the tiniest bit of faith, when it is true faith from God, can grow to immense proportions in the lives of God's people. And what we need is not great faith, but faith in a great God. We need to understand that faith is not some sort of Midas touch that makes God your servant. God is not your servant. You are God's servant. And so faith is not getting man's will done in heaven. Faith is getting God's will done here on earth. And so today we're going to walk through the different ways that God will use to increase our faith. And the primary way He does that is through the growth and understanding of His Word. Romans 10:17 says, faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the Word of God. So maybe you're having a hard time trusting God in your current circumstances. Maybe you're having a difficult time believing God's promises. Well, understand this. The way that you starve your doubt is by feeding your faith. So join me today as we take a look at the different ways that God will use to grow our faith.